This 1999 Mustang GT 35th anniversary package car is number 1750 out of the 4,628 35th anniversary package Mustangs produced. Now, there weren't very many silver convertibles with a manual transmission offered like this one. There were 1,259 silver 35th anniversary package Mustang GTs produced, and about 630 of those were convertibles, and about half of those, about 315, were presumed to be stick shift, and the other 315 or so were automatic. So that's the rough breakdown. Now, if you got a Marty report on the car, you could probably get the exact numbers on that. The 35th anniversary package cars had neat things like that hood scoop that would be similar to the ones on the 01 to 04 GTs, the hood stripe, and the rear spoiler is similar to the 01 as well, but it is different. 99 had a different spoiler, but the 35th anniversary cars had their own unique spoiler that was similar to the later ones, and I have videos about that, and even a video that shows the differences between the spoilers. I actually have a 35th anniversary spoiler that I got off of a 35th anniversary black Mustang GT that someone was parting out. They would not sell me the whole car, so I got some of the 35th anniversary parts off of it. One of the things you notice about this picture of the back of the car is that between the taillights there on that part of the deck, you can notice there's no GT badge on the left, but there are a couple drill holes right there next to the tail light. And as you pan across and see the other side, you'll see the other drilled holes. And the interesting thing about this is the 35th anniversary cars actually came with a honeycomb deck lid panel that went from side to side and even by the license plate there. And it was a plastic panel that a lot of people add to their cars later. I had one on my 04 Mustang Mach 1 that I added later, and it was just held on by double-sided tape. But if you look here, you can see where the provision holes are on this car. And so that, to me, proves that this was a 35th anniversary package car and that it actually had the holes. And it's neat to see the production process of how they did that. And so look at this deck lid and compare it to this picture of another silver perfect condition 35th anniversary Mustang GT. You can see that honeycomb panel. If you look closely, you'll also notice that the side skirts are a little bit different than a normal GT. They have a little twist towards the back side of them. And the reason I bring that up is because that is part of the 35th anniversary package, and the side scoops there as well, which look like the 01 to 04s, but they are different. And this car has the normal side scoop on the driver's side, and it has a normal Mustang GT side skirt there, actually on both sides. And so that was mentioned in the ad that those parts had been changed. It didn't mention the side scoop, but it did mention the side skirts. So the seller was trying to be upfront about that, and it looked like they really liked this car and they knew a lot about it. They wanted to restore it, but they just couldn't do it anymore. And if you look at these wheels, I believe these are off a 96 Mustang GT. They're a 96 to 98 style wheel, but I believe the 96s had them in that painted color. And if you look at this picture, you'll see this is what the wheels should be like. They're a different 5-spoke, and they even have a nice machined look to them with some painted inner spokes. And that is part of the 35th anniversary package, so you wouldn't find those on any other car. And it's too bad that this car doesn't have the original wheels still on it. Now, earlier I mentioned how the hood scoop is similar to the 01 to 04 Mustang GTs. Now, the 99 and 2000 Mustang GTs did not even have a hood scoop unless they were 35th anniversary or spring feature Mustang packages. And this one you can see in the picture pretty well how the back of the hood scoop comes down almost flat with the hood, and that is different than the 01 to 04s. If you take a close look at my silver 2004 Mustang GT, you'll see the hood scoop on the back side is more rounded and taller on the back. Now, the interior of this silver 35th anniversary Mustang has the silver insert seats, and this was on the 35th anniversary package cars. That's a huge deal there. That really shows this is one of those cars. And the door panels too, if you see the silver inserts on those door panels, those were definitely a 35th anniversary package only thing. And so you can see the bullet style shift knob. It was actually offered first on the 99 35th anniversary manual cars. And around the gauges, there's a 35th anniversary silver trim bezel that looks really good. And just looking over the car, you can see it's not in perfect shape, but it was nice that the person was actually offering this car for sale as a good way to get a collector anniversary edition Mustang, and they did know what they were talking about in the ad. Sadly, the engine had a tapping noise. They thought it was upper top end noise, and so it's too bad that the engine was probably messed up, and they said it still drove around fine, but it needed to be replaced or worked on. Now, underneath the front bumper, they did have a picture of the buck tag, and this does show the 35th anniversary provisions on the tag. And this buck tag was actually one of the reasons I really wanted to make this video, and I used this first in a video that went over the buck tags on the Mustangs. Now this is found under the driver headlight on the body of the car. If you remove the front bumper, you would find it. And so you can see at the top it says THANN for the 35th anniversary, and then it says MAN for manual, and then 35th SPL for the 35th anniversary spoiler, because that's the part of the buck tag that would say spoiler if it was a normal Mustang. But in this case, being a 35th anniversary car, it had that. So this tag really proves what this car is. So I just wanted to go over this a little bit and show this really neat Mustang out there. Glad they weren't parting it out, because it did have engine problems. And a lot of people do that with these cars as they get older and they're less valuable from that. But this person really knew what they had, and they really appreciated it, and they wanted to continue to restore it and take care of it, but they just couldn't do it anymore. So at least they were offering the car for somebody who wanted to get something neat and collectible, and they were right when they had said that you don't see these anymore and they're hard to come by. And I hope that the right person got this car. So just wanted to make a little video about it and show it a little bit, and especially show that buck tag, because that was one of the things that I really enjoyed seeing on this. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.